Testing, 1, 2, 3. This is a test of the emergency system, just in case Kanye ever drops Yandi. What's up? I'm Trent Windsor, and we're here in search of the perfect shuffle. It's time for another segment of New Editions where I shuffle my music, and whichever album pops up, that's the album I review song by song. If a song is more than 50% skippable, if I would skip it more than half the time, I say get rid of it. Not worth your time. But if I would skip it less than 50% of the time, if it is less than 50% skippable, then I would say add it to your music library. It's a worthy addition for your perfect shuffle. Last time we shuffled our music and the album that popped up was Care For Me by Saba. Saba is a fairly young rapper from the Chicago area. I've been aware of him since he was on Chance the Rapper's coloring book. He was on the song Angels. He didn't do much in that song, he just kind of mumbled through the chorus. So I didn't really get a sense of his personal music until he dropped his first studio album, The Bucket List Project, which I really loved. So when I heard that he was dropping another album, I was very excited, and Care For Me was that album. Did it disappoint? Did it live up to my expectations? Is this album the reason that I put Saba on my freshman class list of 2019? Let's find out as I review this album song by song. The first song is kind of a two-parter. It's called Busy/Sirens. Here we kind of get introduced to where Saba is, where his headspace is. He's pretty sad, he's pretty lonely, and we get from the lyrics that it's because of the death of his cousin, Walt. All these emotional musings are set over a relaxed and lush beat. I feel like when I hear a Saba song, I can identify it from the beat before he even starts rapping, because he really chooses beats that are unique to the rap game and things that will set him apart from everybody else. There's 1,000 different rappers, 1,000,000 different rappers that are trying to make it right now, and Saba takes this step amongst others to really set himself apart from the rest. Another thing that really sets him apart are his really great flows and his incredible lyrics. Saba is just on point and really makes things interesting by switching beats, switching flows, and saying things that really matter. I feel like when you start rapping about real life and about things that matter, you start to sound preachy. Trent Windsor's official list of preachy rappers. Logic, number 1. You got New Eminem. You've got NF. You've got...
Hopefully I figure out what that dude's name is by the time I edit this video.
All of these guys are good at rapping, and they rap about things that matter, but they're preachy. They're trying so hard to send a message. Saba isn't really trying so hard to send a message as he is trying to just say what's going on and how he feels about it. This doesn't always work out for him. In this song, he says something about trying to get his little pecker off in some girl. But he is able to rap about things like depression, anxiety, even things like fear of the police, outside pressures, the music industry, all in this one song without it feeling corny. Because he's not trying to tell you how to feel about it, he's just telling you how he feels about it. This is a really great song, a great way to kick off the album. I would say this one is 25% skippable. Song number 2 is called Broken Girls. Here Saba gets really vulnerable, and he talks about how he struggles with relationships with women. He talks about the unhealthy relationships he enters where he uses her, she uses him, but there's not as much of an emotional, personal connection there. This is a really unique song for the rap game and the rap genre in general, because he's not talking about how many hoes he's got, how many side chicks he's got, how he successfully cheated on his woman. He's talking about how he wants to be personal and intimate, but these relationships where he's not are toxic and are hurting him, which I think is something that is so important and so unique that this song gets an extra boost from that. The beat is pretty similar to Busy/Sirens. It's kind of in that lush, relaxed vibe. What's pretty cool about this album as a whole is that the production is done with a lot of live instruments. This makes this album feel so real, so unique. So this song, really nice. It feels very similar to the first one, so because of that reason, I'm gonna say that it's 35% skippable. Song number 3 is called Life, and oh boy, does this song hit hard. Kind of like Life. The beat hits you right away with this grimy, funky bass line that just hits you in the face and makes you feel the difference between the last song and this song. You've moved into a whole different headspace, a whole different vibe. This one is less sad and more angry. Saba's lyrics are a lot more direct, which I think is a lot better in this song. His flows on this song and throughout the album are just really cool. I feel like he's in the same class as people like Jid and Ski Mask the Slump God, where their flows are so unconventional and they switch them so often that you're always on your feet. You always want to hear what's coming next. This song comes with a dark, gritty music video that really helps you feel just what Saba thinks life is like and how he felt at the time when his cousin Walt got killed. So this song, I would say, is also 25% skippable. Song number 4 is called Calligraphy. This song is a little bit more about how Saba puts all of his energy and his emotions into writing music, and how music is kind of his outlet for all of the things that are happening to him in his life. Another jazzy beat, still pretty relaxed. This one has a light piano, which is pretty nice. Adds a little bit more levity to the song after the heavy hitting Life. All the things I've said about Saba's rapping so far apply on this song as well. I would say this one is 35% skippable. Song number 5 is called Fighter. The beat to me sounds like it's underwater, which, I usually hate those underwater levels. Mario underwater sucks. Donkey Kong Country underwater sucks. But this song I think is alright. The underwater beat is pretty cool. This one has a little bit more stream of consciousness storytelling style to it. Reminds me a lot of J. Cole style storytelling songs. This one kind of goes over a few fights that he's been in his life. Unfortunately, I feel like this one has a pretty bland hook. Saba isn't amazing at writing hooks. The hooks in this album are pretty hit and miss, but this is one of the extra bland ones. To top that off, the outro is really long, so I would say this one is 45% skippable. Song number 6 is called Smile. This is another lush beat, a little bit more light and positive, reminisces on his childhood. The hook on this one is just super lame. It's just one word repeated over and over again. Smile, 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 smile. This is the Joker's anthem. So unfortunately, because of that hook, I'd have to say this song is 55% skippable. Song number 7 is called Logout, and it features Chance the Rapper. This one's got a pretty smoky jazz piano beat. Because of the live instrumentation, a lot of these beats sound pretty jazzy, but I really like it, and this one feels like you just walked into a smoky, dingy jazz bar, and the light's shining down, and there's Saba, ready to rap for you about social media. This one has the most complex flows of the album, which is really impressive. While this one does seem to have kind of a strong message of social media bad, I don't think it's too preachy. Chance the Rapper has a short but sweet little feature on there. So all of these things put together, it's a very nice song, 35% skippable. Song number 8 is called Gray. This one talks a little bit more about the struggles of the music industry and how artists seem to be pretty disingenuous. Saba gratefully is someone who can call that out because he himself is being very genuine and very personal. The beat is pretty cool, kind of glitchy. This one's got some jazz piano, some trumpets in there. The hook on this song is one that really sticks with me. The best song is probably on the B-side, but that was the one that the label denied. It's so great. The verses themselves don't quite stand out as much as the other songs on this album, so I would say this one is 40% skippable. Song number 9 is called Prom/King. This is by far the most heavy, gritty, and emotional song on the entire album, which is a big thing to say because a lot of these songs are very heavy and emotional. It's a wild ride from start to finish. You start out with Saba talking about his first interactions with his cousin Walt, how he set him up with a date to the prom, and it leads all the way up to the day that Walt died, and where Saba was at, what he was thinking, what he was feeling. This song is 7 minutes long, but it doesn't seem too long because it's captivating from start to finish. Saba is such a skilled storyteller, and he raps in such a way that he draws you into his story. And that's a skill that I think is pretty unique to rappers today. This is a song that I would say is 30% skippable. The last song is called Heaven All Around Me. This one is from the perspective of Walt in heaven, very lush heavenly beat. You got what sounds like a harp in there, some little ding ding ding, some tinkling bells. At this point you can feel that Saba has put all of his energy into the previous songs, and so it's not quite as passionate. It feels a lot less energetic. It feels like he's pretty tired, which I would be too if I had just written all of these emotional songs. So unfortunately, the delivery on this one isn't quite as great as the other ones, but I still would say that it's 45% skippable. Adding everything up, mathematically, this album as a whole is 37% skippable. With this album, Saba proved just how young and hungry he is. I also feel like he proved just how unique he is. He gave people a reason to pay attention to his music, and that's what's so important. He took his pain, he took his loss, he took his tragedy, and he channeled all that into writing great music. He sounds different from any other rapper out there, and that's because his brand is putting it all on the line, being vulnerable, and showing his pain. I can't wait to hear what's next from Saba. Alright, let's shuffle our music, see which album I'll be reviewing next. Alright, we're just going to go into our music library here. Go ahead and go to albums and hit shuffle. Alright, looks like the next album I'll be reviewing is San Cisco by San Cisco. If you like what I'm doing here today, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notifications. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about Saba. Had you heard of him before? Had you listened to any of his music? Check out the link below for the best new music of the month of July. The best of August is coming next week. If you want to hear the new music that I've been enjoying this year, go ahead and tune into my radio station on the Station Head app. It is at Shuffle Perfect. My station is playing at all times. I'm Trent Windsor, and this is The Perfect Shuffle. I didn't know what I was going to say next. I was just holding on for the ride, and my instincts took over.